Good morning from Thailand, and you read about this place only very little on the internet. People basically say it's just a place you drive through to go to other places, but is that really true? I think people don't really check it out that much, but in my opinion there's got to be more to it. Let's find out. The world's a stage. Nice little temple along the side over here. We're in this kind of gilded palace of sin here on the Ping River bank in Thailand. Maybe not a palace of sin, I don't know. It seems, who knows, right? We're just trying to figure it out. That's what we're seeking the knowledge and the way. So we'll find out. But what I can say for sure is no one is free from sin. That's right, people. So you better embrace the knowledge. Doesn't mean to make excuses or whatever for being naughty though, right? Yeah, okay, whatever, let's get into it. Don't want to talk about white sheep and black dogs. Hello, black dog there. He's got white on his muzzle though. Hope you're all doing well. It's a lovely morning here in Tak, the Ping River. What a cool name, Ping! Very kind of cool, I like that. It's an old place, and actually it's very interesting with the name. You think Tak, right? The old King Taxin. So this place is not named after him. He took his name from this place. That's pretty cool. I think he was actually born here, pretty sure, but... So there's this really lovely bridge out there. The old King Taxin connection with this place is definitely great. Yes, a lot going on with that. So we're going to have a look a little bit at a street in the center. It's named after the old King Taxin. I find quite often people don't really look with places that are not in guidebooks, right? People just blast on through. It's kind of self-perpetuating. Everyone believes what the one before said, so they don't actually really check it out. So I'm checking it, and we're going to check it together. And I got a good feeling about this place. Maybe it's just the sprinkler there spraying me as I walk past, but nice along the riverside here. I like it, really, I like it. These steps are great along the river. Can hang out when it's not too hot out. Hello. Hello. Hey. Right, we'll try to squeeze through to here. They're talking about gin khao. It means like, have you eaten yet? It's like a polite greeting. It just means like, how are you? It doesn't always mean they're gonna give you food, but they might. It's certainly possible. Lots of markets along the riverside, this one. So you could say at least 3 sizable markets along the riverside, close together, with a lot of street selling going on in between them. Makes it really lively. So let's cross over along the side of this market. It's morning here. So morning market activities. People were rushing all around, dropping their kids off at school, as the Thais love to do. They love to drive their kids to school, mostly, or a lot of them do. Enough that it makes massive traffic jams, put it that way. But yeah, that seems like the morning school drop-off rush hour has abated. Now it seems to be into the commercial mode. People picking up supplies for the next day or two for things that they feel like cooking. So always with the chilies, right? Different types. hotter, super hot, baking hot, etc. Connoisseurs of hotness. Wouldn't mind one of those little three-wheeler motorbikes, actually. Okay, nice little setup for the morning here. It's all clean, no bad smells. That's good. Very important. And basically decent market setup going on. That pineapple looks pretty good, I must say, by the way. Freshly cut pineapple. They have the normal size and smaller ones. The small ones are pretty nice. Up there you see a big hotel on the left with a river view. I think it's probably the only big one. Apparently it has fairly nice rooms, I don't know. But if you want a river view, there's your option. Let's check along here. Are they waiting to buy lottery tickets? No, I don't think so. They're probably waiting to get in the bank or something. The bank's not open properly yet. Or maybe there's a doctor's office in there. Wouldn't surprise me though if they're lining up to get lottery tickets, but yeah, it's a big business in Thailand, gambling of the legal or illegal variety. We won't say too much about that. All right, so coming into the first street, away from the river there, inside from the river. See, it's fairly sizable. This street is really busy for food, so basically along this side, like going all the way down there up to the park back there where the trees are, we kind of kicked off down there by the riverside in the gilded pagoda of, let's call it indulgence. Yeah, that sounds better. Not sin. Sin's too strong sounding. All right. So we just checked out along the market way there, but down this street as well, you see all the umbrellas. They go for about 2 blocks. It's totally packed in. Street market stuff happening. So pretty lively. So we're gonna head through here to, remember I said we're gonna check out Taxin Street. This is it, right here. And it's a very cool looking street. You can see it was the old kind of center of the town. Some nice wood buildings along the way here. It's pretty cool, I like it. Look at that, eh? Nice. Plenty of nice old wood buildings around on the street. Interesting old kind of mini mart or whatever. Very kind of 70s or something like that, I would say. Yeah, so what's all this about people rushing through Tak and then trying to say there's nothing there, basically? Well, what have we seen so far, right? We've seen the, what's it called? The Gilded Palace of indulgence, we'll say. That's right, yeah. Okay, we've seen that. We've seen the really nice riverside with nice steps along the way where people can sit down. Interesting alleyway, by the way. Yeah, as we were saying, like nice kind of steps along the riverside where you can hang out in the cool hours of the morning or evening with some friends. Good stuff. And we've seen like lively, colorful markets along the way there. You can buy some tools here if you need some tools for some strange reason while you're here. Hello. Isn't this on a lovely house, eh? Lovely place there. Some nice buildings around here, right? I showed you guys the big hotel there if you want to spend up a wee bit more. And look at this lovely architecture around here. Quite colorful, I think, and good variety. So quite a lot of old stuff along here. Hello, how you doing, old chap? Yes. I'm almost young compared to some of these buildings. So, there's my motorbike. Hey, where you going on my bike? Hey, come back here. What? This street, if you go down this street a couple blocks, you come to an interesting lake. And you can find, I think, some of the best accommodation as far as price and quality and so on in Tak. Definitely I recommend it. There's that market going through there with the umbrellas we saw just a few minutes back. See, and it goes further along to the left. Like I said, it's a couple blocks long. Yeah, anyway, that little lake I mentioned, yeah, it's fairly tidy. It's got some places to eat around there as well. Yeah, definitely. And if you're walking in from the bus station, it's about maybe halfway or less, something like that, around halfway from the bus station to the Riverside, or probably a little bit closer towards the Riverside actually. But so some pretty cool houses along here. It's not just one or two, right? I appreciate even just the odd one, to be honest, when I travel around Thailand. But this is a very nice collection of old wooden houses here. It's enough that I would say, if they're careful with them, take care of them, try to renovate them, make some kind of tax breaks or whatever, you know, to encourage that stuff, and some kind of heritage building planning like rules, you know. But yeah, it's nice. They could do quite a bit, right? Make sure they preserve what they've got. Make some kind of tax breaks for people who, when they build a new building, they try to make it fit in with the existing style. All right, we're coming up to what you'd call the center of Tak, pretty much here. Kind of a central plaza. Makes it sound important, doesn't it? But it kind of is important in history. Let me tell you, because the road that goes through Tak here goes straight up into the hills. Up to the border of Myanmar. Oh, by the way, I should just mention quickly, this is the museum here of Tak, so it looks really cool, obviously. I'm sure it's very cheap. I didn't actually check the price, but I'm sure it's very cheap. More street food down there as well, very handy. That's actually, I think, a badminton court, this big building. Strange. And some other government buildings here. So like I was saying, Tak is actually on the road that goes to the Myanmar border. It goes up to Mae Sot first, the Thai border town, very interesting place. And then crosses over to Myawaddy on the Myanmar side, also an interesting place. And historically, armies came over that pass both ways, but more often than not from the Myanmar side, coming over here, trying to steal their somtam over here and pillaging and all that kind of fun stuff, right? And pretty serious stuff though, you know, like, let's be serious about it, right? Nice shrine here, by the way, keep us in a meditative attitude. But yes, the good old days as we call them. But so yeah, this place was the place where you could have a good chance to intercept or slow the Burmese down, basically, right? Try to stop them or slow them down. This is like a kind of a choke point coming down from the hills, coming through here on the river crossing, right? So it's no surprise then with the connection with the old King Taxin, right? You can imagine back in the day this was a wild area for sure, a bit wild, especially at times of conflict. All right, so as you can see, it still looks pretty nice, doesn't it? We just went through the central plaza there. coming out the other side, and still with the nice old wood buildings. It's like a bit less than 50%, but still not a bad percentage. Some of the concrete buildings look kind of interesting too, so all in all. All right, so you see we're coming up to the crossroads here. It's like a Y-shaped crossroads with another road crossing over. Some different wooden buildings too, you notice around. All right, we'll cross over here. This one's been newly paved. Some nice old buildings still along there. We're gonna duck into here. It's like a bit smaller, skinnier soy. But yeah, really close to the central plaza still. So as we kick off into this one, I want to tell you guys, you might have noticed there's an entrance gate just back there, because they've started trying to promote this little soy, or you can call it like a skinny street, whatever. They're trying to promote it these days for tourism a wee bit, because it's actually got a lot of nice old wood houses. So here they are coming up right now. Can check it out. Old houses and young dogs. Are you young dogs or old dogs? You look like about in the middle. Not too old, right? Yeah, that's right. That's right. Hello. Hey. Right, so you can see what I mean. Look at the roof here. But it would be good just to do something to preserve that, right? Same with this one. The roof's starting to fall down. Hello, you right? Hey, you right? Checking me out. He's the one who preserves the building. That's what he said. He said, don't you worry about that. He's guarding everything, making sure everything's all right. Yeah, some nice buildings along here, that's for sure. Really. Nice bit of woodwork on the balcony there. So you can see what I mean, right? Nice place, and they're making steps to promote this area. It's very tidy and clean and tack, I can say. And places you can get around the 400 or 500 baht range or up, you know, you get something pretty decent. Might be a bit harder to find something less than about, say, 350. They got some rooms around starting at 400. You can try to bargain them down, of course. Might get it down to 3 if you're a handsome man. If you're a handsome man, yo, can bargain them down. Or if you're a beautiful lady, or just if you're quite clever about that kind of bargaining stuff, right? Which is more to the point, probably, but when it comes down to it, but the other stuff can help a bit as well, right? Or so I've been told. Not like I haven't seen it in practice a lot from other people. Hello, squirrel. See that squirrel thing on the post there? You're quite cute. Nice jump. So it's lovely down here. The dogs are not being aggressive. I definitely have the very, very, very strong feeling this place is really much more on the Thai map as far as like domestic tourism, not tourism with foreigners. But that should change. This is a cool place. It makes a nice stopover. Hello, darling. How are you doing? You alright? Hope so. Alright. Dogs seem to be nicely behaved, eh? Yeah. What does that say? I have no idea. Looks cool though. Look at the amazing woodwork on here. Beautiful. Lovely bits of wood carving. Yeah, it's very nice, and there's a lot of nice old buildings. So look at this amazing construction here. I mean, wow, seriously. If you're talking about Instagram, right? Serious. Really cool. Right. Yeah, so it's a nice feeling. No one's here, right? Again, you see, in my recent videos, I've been going through some amazing places. Amazing, really amazing places, but quite often very few people or no one around. It's just, I guess, luck, but yeah, it's the way it goes sometimes. Bit of a jungle over here. And we're still really close to the center. Look at that roof. But the thing is, they got to do something like with the roof, for example. The roof is falling down, right? If they let it fall down, it's going to be a problem. Better to take it apart, clean everything, replace things that need replacing. And then, yeah, they're going to think, where's the money going to come from? So, okay, they've made a start here by kind of making some very minor promotion of this part of the town, but it could be a lot more, right? This place should be firmly on the tourist map, I think. Anyone who's heading up to Mae Sot, to the border area up there, should definitely spend a night here on the way through. And if you're heading, say, from Kamphaeng Phet, historical park, like ancient ruined city, if you're heading from there, you can head north through here, up on the way to Lampang and Chiang Mai, for example. So it's actually well located. All right, so just come out near the end of this really cool old street, but wait, there's more. If you order now, you get something you don't need and shouldn't even be thinking about. Right. We're in the back of a famous temple here. Well, it's famous in Tak at least. And they write the name in English as well. So what do they actually call it? Something like the European temple. Something like that. Why? I have no idea. And I bet you someone who watches this video knows, and they're gonna write about it in the comments and explain why it's called that. I'd definitely like to know. This does not seem like the kind of town where you're gonna be running into European travelers or anyone who lives here, any European who lives here. But you never know, right? There's always going to be someone who married a local somewhere around. Somewhere in some little place far away from the big cities, in the edge of the provinces, near the borders. You're still going to always run into a foreigner, right? And in this case, I'm talking about Europeans, because this is called the European Temple, right? Yeah. Why is it called that? Was there some, like, missionary up here or something who paid for some stuff, and then, yeah, maybe some of the money went into the temple or something? I don't know. No idea. Nice temple, though, right? It's just like a normal kind of nice temple. Nothing, like, mind-blowing, but seems to be cute enough. Some fairly like older buildings, and it's right at the end of the gorgeous street there. That's a nice one though, isn't it? The top part, very nice. Very nice detail up on the top part of that one. Let's see, we're gonna just head around the side here. Okay, so they've got this one here. Pretty good. Great place. Hey, you guys, I gotta say, I recommend Tak for sure. If you want to get off the beaten track, some place where you don't see any other foreigners, lots of cool stuff as we've shown already. definitely Tax a good spot. Nice up here. Yeah, right at the base of the foothills, heading up to the border. Lovely. Love the place. Not too noisy. Seems fairly relaxed when you compare it to a lot of places. Nice big sitting Buddha here. I like it. Lovely. Yeah, definitely. I would definitely plan to make it a stopover if you're coming through this way. Great spot to take a break. Lots of good street food around. I know there's street food all throughout Thailand, but definitely some places they have a lot more of it than others. So out on the street that I mentioned earlier, tons of good street food. Yeah. All right, guys, so you know, here at Seeker of the Way, we're totally into showing the real deal, like what's going on with places, because you know, I've traveled like all over Southeast Asia, all over Thailand, all over the world, really, like so much. So the whole point is to show you guys the real thing, the good and the bad and so on. But this place, it's a great find. Definitely I recommend it. Thanks for coming along. So if you haven't already, hit subscribe, like, and hit the bell button to get notifications for upcoming videos. And if you would like to hit the Buy Me a Coffee link and support the channel, it would be really awesome. See you in the next one. And don't be late.